apart thinks my life doesn't work. Alright, round 2 at the junkyard. We found another 1990 sedan. We're lucky enough to find the bolts, and of course it has the forks we need after we've already bought it. But I also found a passenger side wiper arm. So we got a wiper arm from a sedan at the junkyard. So only really good thing that we got. Besides, we also have the cross members, bolts, and a couple washers that we needed that you can't find normally. So I'm going to refurbish this a little bit and make it match my other wiper arm and make it nice and pretty. Okay, so I'm painting the passenger side wiper arm I got from the junkyard. Just gonna paint it with some leftover black that Brandon got for his car. There's not really a reason to paint it. I painted the other arm at the old shop. I never filmed it. Just why not make the match? Alright, so first coat is done. I'll probably only do one more, but you can see how much better it looks already. All nice and pretty and shiny. Also, I'm not a master at spray paint, so it's not going to come out great, but it's just a wiper arm. Doesn't really matter. Alright, so second coat's done on it. I'm going to move it into the sun, let it dry for about half an hour, and then get it on the wagon. Okay, freshly painted. Gonna put the new blade on it and then put it on the car.
Do you notice how quiet this thing is?
You have a muffler on it?
Yeah, it's in emissions mode. And it still won't have to run it under the test.
You know what I do?
Alright, getting the traction bar off, putting the cross member in from the CRX. It should fit, but if not, we'll cut it. So this is what I mean by it was all crushed and angled. You can see it goes in a little curve, and then there's this pretty decent dent right there. But either way, it's all curved. It's got booger welds on it from whatever they welded on it. The heim joints are all bad, so we're going to put the core support and hopefully it makes it better. Okay. So, yeah, it's definitely going to hit my headers so you guys can see. It's hitting right there, so he's going to have to cut it and weld it back together to reinforce it so it can fit around my headers. Alright, so we made these two cuts. Now we're going to make it a cut right here so that the headers can fit comfortably. And then we are going to weld reinforcement in so it's not all rinky-dinky. But next step is to cut it straight across and get rid of this metal piece. Alright, so we cut it. We're test fitting it now. Ooh, it's snug. That is snug.
Yeah, so we'll...
I have to shave it down a little bit.
Yeah,
just on this side. This side's not touching. This side's still touching a bit. And then the front's not.
We might have to go further back, like push this back. I don't know if it's exactly where it needs to be.
Okay. Alright, so we're going to try and test fit it again after Brandon cut some more. So now this is what we're looking at. And let's see if we can try and get it to fit where it's not touching the headers. Alright. This is a weird angle.
I know.
It's still a tiny bit touching. Alright, so these are the markings we made. We got to cut in a little bit more and then a little bit more in the back. So it's not touching as much, and hopefully we should be clear. This side's completely clear of it, so we can make this side equal and then reinforce a little bit more. So Brandon got it to fit now. We just gotta weld it to reinforce it a little bit more, and then I will no longer have a floppy car. So Brandon made these little cutout pieces to reinforce the sides, and then we're gonna do the middle one as well. But he's gonna go ahead and weld those on so it has more reinforcement. progress update. So we have this center part, that's what's going to be reinforcing because he cut so much away. And then of course the two side parts are also kind of a little bit of a reinforcement. We just have to get this middle section, another little plate just like we did on the sides. And then we should be good to put on a wagon. Alright, so we're doing the first test fitting after Brandon did all the modifications. Good. It's a little snug on the right side, but not really. Looks pretty good. Yay! Alright, so first test drive with the crossmember that we just installed. Brandon installed. I should notice a pretty decent difference, but we'll see. Feels like sturdy, I guess you could say. Oh yeah! No, it feels good compared to before. I don't know how to explain it, but just it feels more steady. Just got done with the test drive. It is way more solid and sturdier than it was before. Next step would be to get an alignment and then possibly get some better brakes because right now I just have some rinky-dink AutoZone ones, and then see if I can improve my time at Musselman or whenever Autocross opens back up in Marana. But yep, so thanks to Brandon and everyone else who helped. And yeah. So Brandon and I just got back from the alignment shop. Unfortunately, they couldn't adjust the rear toe, so it's pulling really hard to the left. So another issue I have to fix.